Okay, guys, I talked about this before, so I got the go-ahead that I can talk about some details in relation to what Sony had planned for Black Cat when it comes to the Amazing Spider-Man universe. So let's talk about some things you definitely did not expect. I want to get this out of the way right up front. I am in no way, shape, or form hating people that love the TASM films or that's their preferred Spider-Man live-action film or whatever. I'm cool with it. There's plenty of things I love about those films, and there's plenty of things I hate about those films as well. But it's quite obvious that Sony had messed up plans that they shifted all the time that hurt this franchise. And constantly pulling back and changing ideas and what you intend to do obviously doomed the franchise. So there was a lot of setup in TASM 2 for a whole universe to span out of it. Of course, they officially announced the release dates for Amazing Spider-Man 3 and 4. They had Sinister Six on the board. Venom was already entering early development, and there was another 5 films that were in development. Among these, we know was Black Cat. Black Cat would then go on and be reworked into Silver and Black, which of course was canceled right before it started production, about 2 weeks before it started production. So obviously, Black Cat is something that Sony wants out there, and I recently talked about the fact that they kept and are still keeping the character out of Marvel Studios because they intend to do something with her. Here, we're going to talk about some details I've known for a while. I got the go-ahead to talk about them because I don't think anybody associated with it is over at Sony anymore from what I understand, so nobody's job is going to be in trouble or anything. But we're going to talk about Sony's intent at one point and what they intended to do with Felicia. So first and foremost, let's go all the way back to TASM 2, where Sony introduced us to an employee of Oscorp that's working with Harry Osborn. This turns out to be Felicity Jones playing Felicia Hardy. So you're thinking, okay, she becomes Black Cat, right? Well, that's where Sony would go,
"Wrong, you idiot! Why would Felicia Hardy become Black Cat?"
and then you sit back and you go, okay, Armin, well, what were they planning? It can't possibly be. Okay, how dumb is it? Okay, I hope you're sitting down for this one and brace yourself for this one. Again, this is one iteration. I'm not sure if it would have made it to the final one or what happened with it, but this was a pitch that they were interested in moving forward with. But of course, everything fell apart after TASM 2's disastrous box office. So the idea was to have Felicia, this character, die in TASM 3. And she was dead. She was not coming back. They were not bringing her back. Well, that specific character. Felicity Jones would have been back to play Black Cat. Okay, so now you're confused, but she's dead, right? Well, no. Because you see, this would tie directly into the buildup of the Sinister Six and some of the ideas there. And the gentleman with the black hat, or the man in the black hat, as we all came to know him as, was going to be, as it was previously revealed, somebody that's been working with, for the love of God, the Jackal, aka Miles Warren. And before Gwen Stacy returned as a clone, he was working on other experiments. One experiment given to him by Oscorp was to try to bring back Felicia Hardy. He decided, well, I can't bring her back because I don't know how this works and I haven't perfected cloning yet. But what if I take her brain patterns and put them into a cat? But then, what if this cat, due to genetic manipulation I've been working on with trying to clone and splice DNA, turned out to grow into a human with feline-like abilities? She would then only have one look and form, and this is kind of the closest thing I can compare to from what I've seen and what I've been directly told upon improved designs. It just would have been a lot more of the black fur, and the white collar would have kind of been the thing that makes it Black Cat. But yes, they were going human genetic gene splicing with animals to keep up with that whole thing, and Black Cat was going to be a furry. To make matters even worse, they were playing with a whole romantic-like angle with Peter Parker and her, yeah, in the look. And the ultimate plan was to eventually get her to be more feline than human, losing all of her human look and almost becoming like a walking, talking human cat. So there it is. I talked about it in the video. I said I would touch base with my sources and see if I could talk about it. I know that was a little bit ago, but it took some time because they get back to me infrequently, and I had to go back to the original emails I sent way back in like 2015, 2016 to get some details dug up and some references and things, and directly talk to another person, and this is it. This is the story. This is what they were aiming to do with Black Cat. Like I said at the beginning of this, I know some of you still love TASM, and some of you would have absolutely probably loved this and defended, but I'm interested to see what you guys make of this now, and what's your ultimate takeaway on Cheetah Black Cat, I guess.